Hello, hello. Week 4 of the real estate experiment. Thought I'd put up a video about some interesting thoughts that came across in so many different places, listening to the podcast, listening to what people are saying, comments and stuff like that. And it just made me think about the mindset that people have about a lot of certain things. So I'll start with the first example. I'm currently transitioning out of some of the contract work I was doing. I actually told my mother, and she was like, "Oh no," and I'm like, "No, oh yes, this is what I always wanted." And then I told her about it, and she was like, "Wow, well, I'm excited for you, and I'm happy for you." And then talked about some of the negotiations that I had done and stuff. So that was interesting to see that. Well, how do you look at something? And I feel like just listening to a podcast with Kathy Hughes. She started Radio One back at the times when it was the hardest for a black woman to actually start. And she started this radio franchise and took over. And she was saying she had no doubt in her mind that she was going to do this. And we obviously all have doubts, but it's like when you are just fixed on something and you know you're going to do it. I thought that was so remarkable. And it was the same thing with, I just listened to 2 back-to-back episodes while working, of course, because we don't just talk, we implement. I like to have some audiobooks running depending on the activity that I'm doing. But anyhow, Gary Erickson, who's actually the founder of the Cliff Bar, talked about how he just had made up his mind, and he had literally just said on his way down from I think he was at a bike trail with his buddies, like, I can make a better power bar than that. Boom. And just being so sure and having that mindset shift of being able to just make a decision, and then when there is adversity, what do you do with it? Do you look at it as a bad thing, or do you look at it as an opportunity? And so that was also, I came across that when I was speaking to a friend. I was telling him about, hey man, I'm shifting. I had, again, some great contract experience doing some contract consulting work, like with a company and stuff, and I finished my contract, and his reaction was like, oh man, sorry to hear that. While my other entrepreneur friend, who actually had just sold his first company, he's like, congratulations. Which is so interesting, right? To see that mind shift of how people think about opportunities or obstacles, or even mindsets between dilemmas, like where going back to what Kathy Hughes said, when she owed people so much money, she's like, you're going to make the most money off of me that you've ever done on any of your deals. Just like being completely sure, like at times of adversity when people are just freaking out and stressed about making payments, she's literally making calls ahead of time and letting her private lenders know that, oh yeah, I got you. It's all good. The money's coming. I'm like, and it's fascinating because obviously being human, sometimes you look at those people and you're like, damn, like what I got to do to put that in my life. But there's just a few, I think it's a matter of making decisions like, all right, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to get. And then from there, when obstacles rise up, say, listen, I have a clear vision. This is what I'm going, like, I just believe that I'm going to do it, whether it's from a spirituality or just making up your mind. And I feel that most people probably don't have their mind made up. And I'm not here to make any conclusions, because I think that's a very interesting thing that we all deal with as humans. But definitely learning how to shift your mindset of when things go wrong, be like, all right, why am I thinking like this? Probably because I'm thinking it from a scarcity mindset as opposed to an abundance mindset. And that's a thing too. You'll see when you tell some of your loved ones, or maybe some other people, like, oh dude, good luck doing that. They just don't have the mindset that this can be an opportunity, or the mindset that there is more to come, or that even if as hard as times might be, to not quit. So I thought it was like, that's part of the ingredients. I think that it's what it's going to take. Again, you guys know I'm embarking a new journey. I'm pretty excited. But I think every day when you wake up, it's really important, no matter what experiment you're using in your life, to literally be, have that, be conscious. Like humans have this ability to have conscious, right? Where not a lot of, I don't think animals can do that, right? We're a species where we can look at, why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? And it's really important to be like, why do I have fear? Or, and that's normal. Why do I feel anxious about this, or why do I feel, why am I making this decision, or am I like, because am I coming from an abundance mindset, or am I thinking scarcity? So with that said, thought I get those thoughts out, and then I'll throw you guys off a little quote because it's only fair. It's your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. And when you're making a decision, so again, the quote is, it's in your moments of decisions that your destiny is shaped. And at those times of decision, you got to think about, are you making the decision with an abundant state of mind? Or are you making a decision with a scarcity state of mind? And at the same time, you also got to make sure that obviously any decision that you make, there's calculated risk. It's not you just believe. I mean, you can, right? Because there's a lot of realistic things, but it's good to obviously continue to have a pulse on that as well. So I'm not even going to throw that in there. Forget that I just said that, man. Do what you got to do. Make calculated measures and take calculated risks, but at the same time, be aware of, where am I coming from? Is it an abundant state of mind or scarcity? On that note, let's switch up our mindsets and let's build. Let's get it.